You must all subscribe to Pewdiepie. Not because I think his content is good, not because political reasons, like there's some conservative thing about subscribing to Pewdiepie because he's red pill. No, none of that. The only reason you should subscribe to Pewdiepie, the first reason is because it's basically a meme at this point, and it's just absolutely hilarious that everybody is trying to make sure PewDiePie remains the top creator on YouTube. But the other reason is the symbol of what this fight is. For those that don't know what's going on, there are two channels. T-Series is an Indian entertainment, I believe it's music. Right now I got the real-time tracker. They have 74,786,676 subscribers. They got really close to surpassing PewDiePie, because PewDiePie is number one, other than like some YouTube like subscription things. And PewDiePie is 75,436,867. Now, you're probably saying, Tim, I don't care about PewDiePie. Why should I subscribe? Well, the thing here is, YouTube started as, at first it was its own company. It was bought by Google, which made it corporate. But the big YouTubers, for the longest time, were just little old people, like Mr. PewDiePie, who became an online sensation, a millionaire, as some random dude who just made videos playing video games. Made videos of video games. Now, we are facing the corporate apocalypse. T-Series is looked at as a corporate entity that is going to overthrow PewDiePie. What does this mean? It means the era will end. The era in which the individual can challenge megacorporations and actually have substantial reach to the world, right? And that speaks to me in a way, because I am kind of like it's not just PewDiePie, it's the idea of the internet, influencer, creator, etc. I rose up on my own outside of these news institutions, right? And many other news creators did as well. And then a lot of these channels, tried embracing YouTube and getting on board. They couldn't figure it out. They still can't. But some can. Some are actually doing a lot better, and they're actually making YouTube videos. What this symbolizes to people is the end of that era. That after this point, when T-Series becomes the number one YouTube channel, then that's it. The corporations, it's the corporate takeover. If you want to be famous, if you want to be big, if you want to be influential, you need money. You need corporate backing. And that's what it's looking like is going to happen. Honestly, I think as long as the infrastructure exists, those who are independent and good at what they do can always rise above. But what happens is, on the front page of YouTube, I think the average person sees something like maybe 40 videos. Like you see the thumbnails in a row. That means every person can only see that many. So YouTube has to prioritize who's the best. Well, there was a period where it was people just with webcams, just crappy little old webcams, And then the quality improved. Because of the improving quality, people liked the videos better for certain reasons. They pushed down poor individuals, people who can't afford the good cameras. What do you think is going to happen when more and more corporations get on YouTube? Their high production value, great quality is going to push us down too. Fortunately, for those in the commentary community and news and such, it is the words that are being spoken and not the quality of the videos. But there is inherently, the issue that no matter what happens, it's going to be the late night hosts who end up taking over on YouTube, because YouTube already loves them more than anything else. But I have this article. This is the article we're going to be talking about. It's from Into More. I don't know what this is, but this is kind of like, this article became a meme itself because it's kind of funny. It says, people are campaigning to get PewDiePie more subscribers because straight men have too much time on their hands. And the meme was something that was really funny. It was like, list of people the regressive left is mad at. Straight men, white men, PewDiePie subscribers, which is 75 million people apparently. Full disclosure, I am subscribed to PewDiePie. I watch his content periodically. It's pretty good. Like, he made a video about the YouTube Rewind that I thought was actually, man, his commentary is spot on. Like, obviously PewDiePie is more connected with the YouTube community than even YouTube is, but they certainly don't like him because Mr. Pie has had some gaffes. He said some bad words. Let's see what Mr. Ryan Khosravi has to say about this campaign. He said, I'm not saying people shouldn't be straight. I just don't need their culture shoved in my face all the time. Lately, I've been inundated with some PewDiePie nonsense, and I just can't deal anymore. Folks, apparently PewDiePie, the most highly subscribed YouTuber, is in the news this week because he might soon be losing that title. Even more hilarious is that PewDiePie might lose his title to an Indian music company called T-Series. To fight back against losing his throne, PewDiePie has started a campaign to keep himself the most highly subscribed person on YouTube. If you've been delightfully unaware of Felix PewDiePie Kjellberg, up to this point, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Oh, come on, people know who he is. His YouTube channel originally gained a lot of success from his comedic videos about gaming. The funny video game genre of YouTube video is wildly popular today among straight nerd fanboys, and that is partially because of the mark that PewDiePie has left on the platform. I think it's funny how he just everything's about being straight, like as if gay people don't like PewDiePie. I would be willing to bet, out of 75 million people, there are some gay white men who love him and are attracted to him. I think that's fair. I would also like to point out that I assure you, there are gay nerd fanboys. As someone who actively plays, I don't think you can see anything, but I've got Magic the Gathering, and what else do I have? I have Magic the Gathering, I got Dragon Ball, I got One Punch Man. I assure you, there are nerds and geeks and anime fans and comic book fans who are gay, because some of them are my friends. I have friends who are gay, by the way. That's a bad joke. What does he say? He says, that is partially because the mark that PewDiePie has left on the platform. Unsurprisingly, Kjellberg, his fame and success have not come without controversy, aka racism and Nazi imagery. According to the Wall Street Journal, 9 videos between August 2016 and February 2017 had Nazi or anti-Semitic content. In one video, Kjellberg hired people from a freelance site to hold up a sign that says something I can't read, so I'm not going to read it. So you know, that's something. Because of these videos, he ended up losing a partnership with Disney-owned Maker Studios, but didn't stop there. He yelled out the N-word. Yes, we all know of the terrible things that PewDiePie has done. But here's the thing. People who like PewDiePie tend to be normal, rational people. And look, I'm of the, how should I say this? Do I like that PewDiePie made stupid jokes? I don't think his jokes were good. You know, he wore a Nazi uniform and made jokes about the Wall Street Journal. I get it. I get the joke he's trying to make. He yelled out the N-word. Yeah, that was really dumb. And I don't think he was using that in such a way to try and disparage people. It's just a bad cultural thing that some people do, plain and simple. There are a lot of people who are probably going to defend it. I won't defend it. What I will defend is the right to forgiveness. I will say, do you promise to do better? If you do, fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Then I greet you with open arms. As long as you understand why people are upset and don't like what you do, and you're willing to do better. To an extent beyond that, I think you absolutely should be allowed to offend and be upsetting to people because you can't control who is or is not offended. But I do think that there is a difference between when PewDiePie, in frustration, yelled out the N-word and targeting someone purposefully to hurt them by yelling the N-word. There's a difference there. There is. And nuance is extremely important. But let's read on. What's his concern here? But of course, his straight gamer fans immediately came to his defense. What is this? Is weird. This is a really creepy article. This is identitarianism, you know? And I can understand why there's probably, this article is probably written for gay people who for the most part are gay. But I just think it's so damn crazy that you have to add these identifiers. When I talk about other gamers, I don't call them gay gamers. I don't. I wouldn't. Why would you do that? You know, just they're a gamer. You're a human being, regardless of your sexuality. I don't know, whatever. I guess that's their thing. You know, they can frame it how they want, but I don't like that identitarian stuff. Claiming that he was just stressed or frustrated. As with most of the content creators in the section of the internet, when they do something offensive, no matter who in the world responds negatively to it, their mostly male audiences will do pretty much nothing. And I'll tell you why. Because these people who mostly do nothing have thick skin and believe that simply because you're offended, you shouldn't take away someone's livelihood or act dramatic, overreact, basically. I believe if you're offended, I'm willing to hear you out, right? I try not to offend people. For the most part, I believe that there is a line, and we should be respectful and polite. However, I also recognize that in the real world, people are offensive, and they're allowed to be. I personally would encourage people to try and do what they can. You'll never be able to, of course, but do what you can to try and be respectful. And I've told this to people across the political spectrum, that I will try and speak to someone to make them feel better, okay? And sometimes the situation is untenable. Some people are just offended no matter what you do. There's nothing you can do about it. In this sense, I think it's fair to say, yeah, PewDiePie said a bad word. He said a word that's hurtful to a lot of people. PewDiePie, he knows he shouldn't have done it, so what more can we do, okay? He's not going to do it again. There you go. But they're whatever it is that this regressive left, they do not want forgiveness. They don't want you to forgive anyone ever. And that is truly cruel and unusual because people, for the most part, are deserving of forgiveness. So I honestly, I can't figure out what the hell this guy's writing about. Seriously, it's just like, he's just writing a general thing about PewDiePie. Let's see how he ends it. He says, with everything going on in the world, it's more than slightly upsetting that this is what's taking up space. Like, damn, is that what it's like to not be marginalized? Is this the dumb stuff you get to spend time on? Sign me up. I'd have to admit, I would be thrilled if PewDiePie, with his racist history, was deranked by a bunch of brown people. It would prove that karma was very real, and it was time for him to cash in. In short, go subscribe to T-Series on YouTube. That is where you cross the line. It's so crazy that in their anger over, their moral outrage, the regressive left supports massive corporations. What happened? And this is what really bugs me. That the left used to be like anti-corporate. Like, hey, corporations are bad. It's all about the little guy. But now they're openly, I guess this is the big threat right now that people have been bringing up. The neoliberal social justice reactionaries, the pro-corporate, the Hillary Clinton types, versus the regressive Antifa social justice identitarians. It's like, man, somebody asked, which one do we side with? And it's like, I don't know, man, but someone said, at least the neoliberals will let you keep your stuff. That's where it's bad. So here's where we're going to end. We're going to end up by saying this. Look, subscribe or not to PewDiePie. I just think it's all funny. It's basically become a meme. As of right now, PewDiePie has 700,000 more subscribers than they do. And there will come a time when he will be dethroned. But make no mistake, PewDiePie is going to stay a millionaire. It's not like him actually losing the top spot is that big a deal. It's clearly a joke. However, I want to see PewDiePie stay in the top spot because it's going to be a sad day when the corporate entities take over YouTube. And it's coming. And it's coming soon because how long can PewDiePie really last? We'll see. Stick around. I got some more videos on this channel. Just click my name. You'll see them. I'll see you in a few minutes.